is Ashley's Kitchen, and I'm Leah Beck. Today we're going to be making baked spaghetti. I didn't grow up having baked spaghetti, but I had it not too many years ago at my sister-in-law's house, and it was fantastic. There are recipes online, and it's kind of a nice version of almost a mixture between spaghetti, regular spaghetti, and lasagna. So it's a nice baked Italian dish. Today I'm not going to use a recipe. I'm just going to kind of throw things together. So I've already got my noodles prepped, and I have angel hair. That's just because that's what Tad likes. He prefers angel hair spaghetti. I'm going to be doing two dishes, one for lunch today and one for later. So this is a nice thing to do to make ahead a meal. Bake the one now and then put the other one in the fridge to bake later. Again, we've got our spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce that we made the other day. And actually, this isn't the same one, don't worry. But we talked about how to make it on another show. And I've got some cream cheese, got a little bit of ricotta, I've got mozzarella and Parmesan cheese, and you don't have to use cream cheese. You can use just ricotta. You can kind of mix it up, so to speak. So I'm going to start with putting some of my pasta in because this is still hot, and I like to use the heat from the pasta to help melt my cheeses. And that's my oven just preheated to 350. And so I like to do it when my noodles are hot. That'll help my cream cheese melt and kind of help the ricotta get mixed throughout a little bit better. This is a great time to use some leftovers. If you have a little bit of ground beef left over from something, if you have some onions and peppers, some mushrooms maybe left over from something, throw them in here. It'll just make it better. So I've got almost all of the noodles in here, and it's going to make a nice two meals here. And I did something different today. I broke the noodles in smaller pieces than I normally do because I thought, when you dig into this and serve it on a plate, it might be easier if the noodles are a little bit smaller instead of, normally I break them in half when I put them in the hot water, but today I broke them a few more times. So we'll see how that goes, if that's nice to eat or if people prefer it the other way. Okay, so I have a little bit of ricotta. I would prefer to have more ricotta, but this is just what I had in the fridge, and I like to sometimes make do with what I have. If I had a lot of ricotta, I would probably not add the cream cheese. Since I don't have a lot of ricotta, welcome cream cheese. Okay. And I've got a much bigger dish in front of me, so let's put the cream cheese mostly on this pan. This is quite a quick dish, which is great when you're coming home in the evening and you've got to whip up something for supper. If you've got that jar of sauce already made, it kind of pulls together really quickly, but it seems a little bit more special than just regular spaghetti. When the cheese bakes over top, it's just a nice presentation. Tastes really good too. So I'm just kind of mixing the cheese into my noodles. The biggest challenge is just getting it all mixed through. I'm going to add some Parmesan right now and give it a little bit more of a stir. We like cheese here, can you tell? All right, so we're just stirring that a little bit more in before I add the sauce. Okay, let's add some sauce. And you can experiment with how much your family likes. You may like a little bit more, a little bit less sauce. So let's leave a little bit in the jar and see how this feels. See how it's looking. That's looking really good. Most of the sauce is mixed through. And it just kind of makes almost a spaghetti soup. At this point, your kids might think they're not going to like it, so maybe don't let them see this part. All right, let's use up the rest of our sauce here. A little bit more on my big dish, a little bit more on the small one, and then we'll call it good enough. All right, good enough. So, giving that a little bit more of a stir, that last bit of sauce. And then spread it out nice and evenly in your dish, in your baking dish. And isn't it wonderful when you have something that doesn't take a lot of dishes to dirty, and this doesn't. So that's really handy too. Less cleanup, and makes it feel quicker to prepare. All right. Now, set those aside, and you want to take a look at what that looks like. All right. So let's add some more Parmesan over top. You don't have to do this. You can add less cheese. I even thought of feta. You know, olives would be a good addition to this. So you really can make it to your taste. You could actually add fresh spinach again, because as it bakes, I think it would just get really nice in there. So now for the mozzarella, and we are almost ready to stick this in the oven. And if you're going to bake it now, I would say probably about 30 minutes will do it. Just check the cheese on the top. If you're going to save it for later, you will need to either up your temperature or bake it for a little longer, because once it's in the fridge, everything will cool down, your noodles will cool down, and it will take longer to get hot and bubbly. So I would allow 45 minutes to an hour, checking it every so often if you had it in the fridge and you're going to bake it later. Okay, so a little bit more cheese on here. And that should do it. I'm going to put this one in the oven for about, it's a small dish. I might be able to get away with 20 minutes, so I'll check it at 20 minutes. And then this one I will cover for later. So we'll check this in about 20 minutes. Before I put this large pan in the fridge to save for later, I want to show you how to clean up the pan. A little trick I learned from my mom. If you'll take a napkin or a paper towel and run it along the edges, it will look a lot nicer when you go to pull it out, bake it, and then serve it. When you have a dish, whatever it is, a Jell-O or something, where you mix it in the pan and then serve it from that same dish or pan or bowl, it makes the presentation a lot better if you will clean up the sides, because it's just really hard to stir and not get a little bit of mess around the edges. And it has a much better presentation if you will wipe around the edges. So if you can take a look at that, we've cleaned it up. I'll cover it and put it in the fridge to bake later. It's almost been 12 minutes and we'll check our first small pan. I call that done. So a larger pan I think would have been at least 30, but check it out. The cheese is melty and it looks a little bit crispy around the edges. So let's see how that is. I think it's going to be great with breaking the spaghetti a little bit smaller. Look at that. Can you hear the sizzle? Oh, that's nice. Cheesy. If you don't like cheese, you're not going to like this one. I think it's a little hot to try. Let's see what we have. That's good. Enjoy your baked spaghetti. Thanks for tuning in to Ashley's